Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day everybody. My name is Shaima A. Adjusman. My assigned topic is about these two apps. So later on, malalaman nyo rin kung ano yung mga apps na yun, no? Okay, so our content for today's video is all about the examples of virtual laboratory or simulation apps. Okay, introduction. So as you can see here is that we have two examples of virtual laboratory and simulation apps, which are the Visual Labs for virtual laboratory and OPhysics for simulation app. First is virtual labs. So, ano nga ba yung virtual labs? So, here is that virtual labs are interactive digital simulations of activities that typically take place in physical laboratory settings. And then, virtual labs simulate the tools, equipment, tests, and procedures used in chemistry, biochemistry, physics, biology, and other disciplines. So, another one, virtual lab refers to a virtual teaching and learning environment aimed at developing students' laboratory skills. So, Virtual Labs project is an initiative of Ministry of Human Resource Development or MHRD, Government of India under the aegis of National Mission of Education through Information and Communication Technology, which is yung NMEICT. So this project is a consortium activity of 12 participating institutes where IIT Delhi is a coordinating institute. It is a paradigm shift in ICT-based education. Okay, next. So as we can see here is that there are two objectives and also followed by another objectives. First is to provide remote access to labs in various disciplines of science and engineering. So these virtual labs would cater to students at the undergraduate level, postgraduate level, as well as to research scholars. And second is to enthuse students to conduct experiments by arousing their curiosity. So this would help them in learning basic advanced concepts through remote experimentation. Okay, next. So the third one is to provide a complete learning management system around the virtual labs where yung mga students can avail of the various tools for learning, including na yung additional web resources, video lectures, animated demonstrations, and self-evaluation. And lastly is to share costly equipment and resources which are otherwise available sa mga to the limited number of users due to time constraint on the time and geographical distances. So now let's proceed to the letter B, which is yung OPhysics or Interactive Physics Simulations. So the OPhysics website is a collection of interactive physics simulations. It is a work in progress and likely always will be. Content will be added as time allows. All of the content of this site was created by Tom Walsh. He recently retired after teaching high school physics for 27 years and AP Physics for 25 years. He also allows anybody to use in any of the content on this site for non-profit educational purposes, your students for them to pattern or learn from. You may use the following guidelines or come up with your own, which is the same guidelines you will give your students to follow after showing them your student sample. So next, okay, we have 3 instructions here, no? First is yung please read this guideline carefully and write on your group blog all information included in this guideline by using blog alliterative language with video, photos, and picture during the development of your project. The second one is your blog will be reviewed according to the criteria applied, meaning to say your post will be assessed based on certain criteria, like how clear it is and if it's organized well. And also be creative and make sure na yung blog is relate siya sa yung project goals. And lastly is yung after detailing your project. So dito naman is that you need to share your own reflections, no? Talk about what went well, what didn't, and also what you learned. And now let's proceed to the blog assessment criteria. Okay, so as we can see here sa slide now, there are 5. First is project general information of the project developed, which is 15%. Second, pedagogical and technological contents, 15%. Third, project plan, 20%. Fourth, project development, 20%. And lastly, aesthetics, 15%. So first, let's talk about the project, which is the general information of the project developed. So here is about the blog will report about the general information of the mathematics or science project that is required to be accomplished in the learning plan. Refer to your required project in your learning plan. So dito sa first criteria is that it must have the following information, such as yung title of the project. Second, yung targeted mathematics or science competencies of the project. And third is yung aim of the project. And lastly, yung mga beneficiaries ng project. So now, let's proceed to the second one is yung pedagogical and technological contents. So dito naman is that yung blog dito is reported by the pedagogical and technological requirements of the project, no? It needs to discuss the monitoring methods used by the members of the group to be able to accomplish the project. So in addition, this has to include also the technological tools that they employed in the development of their project. Okay, the third one is yung project plan. So the group blog will also present how the group was able to plan for their project and how they were able to implement the plan. And number 4 is yung project development. So the group blog will feature the processes and experiences the group had as they develop their project. And lastly, aesthetics. So for this criterion, please remember na yung content is king but design is queen. So you could write the most gripping articles on your blog, but if your site is too disorganized or simply too drab, then people might find you uninteresting, no? But if your blog design is too loud and too jam-packed, then you would just end up giving your readers a headache. So let's take note this, okay, user friendliness. So it means readable, navigable, and also usable. The second one is reading enjoyment. So dito naman is content is king. Writings on a blog should not sound stiff and cold because it should primarily be written with a personal touch. And third is useful information. And lastly, overall experience. Syempre, dapat may great content, design, usability, and dapat interesting siya. And now, let's proceed to the last, which is yung reflections, 15%. So, after doing the project, it is very important for you to share your learning lessons and mag-cite ka ng mga possible na suggestions on how to improve the project planning and yung implementation. So, that's the end of my topic. Have a great day ahead. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye and thank you po.